Yeah, I know.
Listen,
Bitches be hating.
I paid a lot of money to look like this. Like this is all silicone, duct tape, and
Bubblegum and baling wire.
and Spanx.
And we don't need to talk about Spanx.
And so let's talk about the guy I was managing.
Is that this guy?
That's this guy. That's Mario. He's Australian. He talked like Arnold. He was like, "This is female."
Arnold is Austrian.
Well, Austrian, yeah. Well, whatever.
Did she seriously just get Australian and Austrian? Yes. That's from Dumb and Dumber. Yes. Dumb and Dumber got Australian and Austrian confused. Holy shit. All right, keep going. I'll make fun of you later.
He could be German. He could be English. I don't even know. He had a fucking accent.
All right, he had a fucking accent.
But,
go ahead. You were saying.
So I'm just saying, like, I know you're married, but like,
she's not even drunk yet.
If you weren't, Mario is pretty all right, right?
Yeah. I'd roast marshmallows on his tummy. I think it's a little weird that you guys have matching outfits.
He wore red and I wore pink.
Okay. We need to work on the color on this TV, but yeah, I see it.
Yes, so he got very good promos, but like, yeah, they did not want me to talk at all because I was big and mean and I had a pink bandana.
And he had an accent from Australia, Austria, England, or Missouri. We're not really sure.
He's part of Ozark now.
Ozark the show?
Just Ozark something. Like he could have just shown up. Like he's just like part of. No, I'm kidding.
Ozark what? The show?
No, they're like real life. Like
the Ozarks?
Yes.
He's from the fucking Ozarks. Yes. Well, he just got severely more unattractive. I'm sorry.
So the funny thing about this all, if you look at my shirt, it says "Say no to sugar," which
he clearly doesn't own anymore.
So he was a big proponent of no sugar. He did a promo where he went to a bunch of kids during Halloween and took all their candy away and said they weren't allowed to eat it.
Wow, what a dick.
That was his job as a bad guy.
What a dick.
All
right, well, that's enough of that. You turned me right off. I couldn't eat marshmallows off his tummy because he wouldn't let me. All right, what do we have next? Let's see. Oh, true confessions. Things are about to get a little real and a little disgusting. So you might want to just hold off on eating during this section.
So really what this true confession is, a while ago, when I lived in Denver, I was, before COVID, 3 very attractive young ladies knocked on my door. They were, I would say, in their mid-20s. And they knocked on my door to spread the good news and share a verse with me. And as they were talking, as they were sharing their verse, all I could think was, is this just a code for orgy? Turns out it wasn't, but I feel like I missed an opportunity and they missed an opportunity.
I have to agree. Did you know what religion they were from?
They didn't really specify. It could have been Mormon, it could have been Jehovah's Witness. It could have just been on Pornhub. I don't know.
I have a feeling if they were sharing that good news, that you might have been in an orgy. When
I said, yeah, I'm not really interested in the verse, they seemed very shocked and said, are you sure? And then like kind of nudged into the door, like they were, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I lived out in the country a lot when I was growing up, and so they didn't tend to venture out that way much. But when I came into the city, I lived in apartments, so they didn't tend to venture out that much there either.
Just the Pornhub ones.
Just the Pornhub ones. And I must say, I didn't get visited by them much either.
I was just very shocked. It was 3 very attractive young ladies. You know, like, well, and I say young, but like 25. But,
Well, that is a way to convert people.
Yes.
I think the churches are figuring it out. That those boys in the suits and the bikes are really not getting the job done.
I mean, let's be honest. If there would have been an orgy involved, I would immediately convert.
Well,
I have very low self-esteem.
I was going to say very high something, but very low self-esteem. Yeah, okay.
And so, true confession number 2. So I'm just going to take over this.
Yeah, you go, girl. I've got some confessions, but I think they're all based on yours.
So, true confession number 2, when I lived in Denver, because my roommate now is fantastic.
That's me. Okay.
So I've heard. But she wrote a note and said, "You will say this." But it was.
You weren't supposed to say that. Keep going.
So when I was in Denver, I went into my freezer, and my roommate at the time had a number of dildos in my freezer.
That was not me. I was not her roommate in Denver, just so we're all clear.
What is in the freezer? I was just like, excuse me, will I find a window high enough to jump out of? And just like, fuck my life, dude. Like,
yeah, I don't really know the thing about, I mean, you get your own private fridge at that point, really.
I mean, you have to have a mini fridge if that's your thing. Or an ice box, or just
something.
Like, keep it in a cooler, like an organ or something. Like, literally like an organ.
But, true confession. Once upon a time, I was really sick. And anybody who knows me knows when this was. I had this thing called a staph infection in my spine, and they were worried about me having this thing called C. diff. And if anybody out there knows about C. diff, you'll know that when they're worried about you having C. diff, you have to do something called shitting in a cup. And when you shit in a cup, I know, you have to preserve your sample in the freezer overnight before you take it in, because they don't prefer fresh samples. So I didn't have, well, I mean, I did have a roommate at the time. Oops, I just touched my mic. I'm sorry. That probably pissed some people off. I had a roommate who probably wasn't thrilled about having my shit in the freezer, but that would have been my husband. And so he knew that there was shit in a cup in the freezer, but it was in a plastic or a paper bag. So in my defense, like, I wasn't just like, you know, putting that stuff in the freezer. It was in a paper bag. It was protected. It was, but still, I know. See, so it could have been worse.
I thought you were going to say, and then one day, like, my husband forgot it was in there and, like, had chocolate ice cream.
Pretty sure opening the cup would have been the first dead giveaway that wasn't chocolate ice cream.
So just so you know, like, if you were to do an OnlyFans, like, you could definitely do that as, like, a side hustle, like, where you just ship it to people, because there are people who are into it. Odell Beckham Jr., by the way.
Yeah. And if anybody out there is thinking about, I don't know, sending me any DMs, don't send me any DMs. I don't do that for fun. That was a sickness. That was an illness. I was very sick. I did not enjoy it. I do not do it for fun. I'm not sending you any. Not happening.
And I feel exactly the same way, unless it's for a lot of money.
We do have a fundraiser coming up, however.
If you fund our teaser, I will shit in a cup and send it to you. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We did get a few really weird DMs after the last show. We can't share them because they have too many beeps involved. Some of them we had to erase off of our chat, in fact. So there's that. If you're gonna talk to us during the show, let's keep it PG, if you could. And if you're gonna send DMs afterwards, Let's not involve any animal references, please.
How dare you?
Yes, seriously. Like, that was pretty gross.
Yes.
And then also, if you could refrain from involving anything about my pleasure playground, that would be awesome too. That was pretty, creative. I'll give you that. That was creative, but no.
All I got was you look like the sexiest porn star ever. So apparently they really missed the whole point of the video.
Yeah, well, no more pleasure playgrounds, okay? And then somebody else said something about they would really like, okay, if you have any kids in the room, just move them. Somebody would really...
I mean, after they sat through the whole shitting in the cup thing.
I know, right? That's a good point. That's a good point. We did
like,
just
at this point, we just shut it.
That's a good point. Somebody said that they would like to watch me orgasm. No, an orgasm, that's what it was. An orgasm would be appreciated.
Oh.
And I just thought, on your part or mine? Because really, an orgasm would really be appreciated on my part.
Yeah, I mean, you're live on Facebook. Like, why wouldn't you orgasm?
Well, I think they just meant in general, not live on Facebook.
Oh, so you're just saying that maybe they think it's been a while for you.
Perhaps. I'm not sure where they were going with that. But point is, I don't know. I just thought, yeah, an orgasm would be appreciated. But why are you involved in this?
At this point, like in quarantine, an orgasm would be appreciated by everybody.
Really? Yeah. I mean, seriously. I think everybody needs one. I think, yeah, really. So, but I'm not sure why this person was involved in that whole conversation. There really wasn't a conversation. I was just reading.
And if you send us messages like that, we will ridicule you like hardcore. And
yeah, you're going to be on episode 3. And there will be an episode 3. Don't you worry your pretty little heads about it.
Yeah, don't bet against us.
Yeah, don't bet against us, you'll lose.
We're just doing spite Facebook Lives now.
And we'll probably put your picture up on the screen because we can.
And if you send a dick pic, we'll just make fun of it on Facebook Live.
Yeah, we'll put it up against a bigger dick pic.
Can I tell you something real quick? Where when I used to do Grindr back in the day, so before like surgeries and stuff, I tried Grindr. It was the worst experience of my entire life. Like, I hated it, absolutely hated it. But it's very flattering too, because I absolutely got. I would just turn it on and get 30 dick pics. Like instantly, like, here you go, just pick which one you like. It's like, and my response was, because that wasn't my thing, really, at the end of the day, was like, oh my God, you might want to get that checked. It doesn't look right.
Well, remember, if they send us one, they have to Venmo me $25 so I can tell them what's wrong with it.
There you go. Now we know.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Like, yes. I haven't gotten any yet with any, they just decided to send me a whole bunch of DMs, but they didn't send me any pictures so I could diagnose them.
Yeah, we will not do our services for free.
We don't do our services for free. We talked last time about some things that I do in my free time about canyoning. And we got some questions about what canyoning is. I don't hang from canyons because I'm afraid of heights. But what I do is I drive this pretty little G-Ride here, nice. Which is a Subaru WRX 2019. Ooh. And that is a picture of me at Fontana Speedway getting ready to do autocross.
Fancy.
Yeah, I know, right? And so I'm going to take you guys down a fast track of me canyoning. So here we go. It is sped up just slightly.
I don't believe it.
I've
ridden with you.
So this is me canyoning.
This seems about right, actually. I mean, just sitting in the seat watching this practically gives me a UTI and makes me want to put a helmet on.
You should probably have a helmet on. I do wear my racing harness when I do this. But this is on Angela's Crest, I believe. And the goal of this is to make sure I'm precision driving and staying completely right between the lines. And it helps me with my autocross racing. And usually takes out some of my frustrations on the road.
There are going to be 3 cops waiting for you on the way home. It's as scary.
Maybe.
It's as scary as it looks. Believe me, I've ridden in the car, and we go midday. Well, I've gone.
No. We go in the morning.
You go in the morning, but I've ridden with you midday.
Midday. Okay, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you've wanted to run people off the road.
If they're going like way under the speed limit.
Or the speed limit, or 5 miles over the speed limit, or 10 miles over the speed limit. Basically, if you're not going 120 miles an hour.
Not true. So not true. So that's my canyoning stuff that I do. So if you were wondering about that, that is the answer to that. So canyoning is fun for me, and it keeps me warm on the wheel, which helps me get, well, it's supposed to help me get stunt jobs, but Hollywood shut down. Whoops.
We're never opening. Nothing is ever opening back up. We're stuck in this hellhole forever.
God, I hope not. So that's canyoning. So you just all let me know when you want to come with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting signals from producer over there, and I don't know what they're saying. So I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah. It's
next line's T-door.
Yeah,
So now we have to darken things up and make things all sad and depressing.
So we're just going to transition into very serious stuff. So on November 20th, just last week, was the Transgender Day of Remembrance. And we wrote a screenplay, now a pilot, called The Authentic Step. This is from The Authentic Step. Would you like to read it since you are Miss Voiceover?
Sure. Jokes aside, the names on this paper were our brothers and sisters, good people, innocents who asked society for just one thing, to be allowed to be their authentic selves. Thankfully, the tide is turning. We are being more broadly accepted. This issue goes beyond acceptance, beyond tolerance. I hope we all live to see the day that it is no longer an issue at all.
Fantastic.
So that was in our episode that covers T-Door in our pilot. That was what was read at T-Door. And we wrote that, and it's true.
It's very true. Like, violence against trans women is still a terrible issue. It's, widespread acceptance. And T-Door really remembers those we lost in the community, and especially African American and Latin trans women. The numbers of violence against them are just astronomical. So it's still a huge, huge issue. And really, with projects like The Authentic Step, they're really designed to have that visibility, have that understanding of why this is important, why this is still an issue.
I actually attended T-Door in Denver before I came out here to California, and it is a very transformative event. If you ever have the opportunity to attend, I would recommend it to anybody, gay or straight, cisgender, transgender, anything. Anyone. It's very transformative. I used that word before, and I think it's really important because there are so many talented people in the community, and those people are showcased, and their stories are shared, and it's really important to see just what that event highlights and what it means to people in the community.
It's very interesting how it shifts because there very much is a celebration of talent within the trans community. The event we went to together had a trans speaker from the Colorado House, a transgendered speaker, and then there was some great music, kind of a free form type of rap. kind of thing, poetry,
yeah, spoken word.
spoken word.
It was really
And
interesting.
it was very interesting. And then it shifts into the kind of solemnness of remembering those who were lost. So very
Who were killed
who were killed, and
for being transgender.
for being transgender. So very, very important, and it just shows the importance of visibility at this point.
Yeah. And moving on.
So for and this still goes for those who promise to donate. Slappy. So
I don't know who Slappy is.
I'm using a nickname, but like somebody gets drunk and promises to send to support us, and then I never hear back. It's like
Slappy.
Slappy, slap nuts.
I don't know who Slappy is, but we're talking to you, man. I'm
Like-
assuming that's a man because Slapnuts doesn't sound like a chick to me.
It could be either. I don't know at this point. But,
Okay.
but you can still donate. You can support helping us film a trailer at $40 on Venmo at Authentic Step, and you'll get a Team Hussy t-shirt. We have long sleeve ladies tees, small, medium, and large. And then we have just unisex Team Hussy t-shirts with my website on the back. And you could have your choice. So men, women, it doesn't matter. And listen, if you send us $100, I will print that picture off and I will make it a poster and I'll send it to you.
And if you don't want anything, or if you have something that you want that we haven't advertised, talk to us.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
I mean, who wouldn't want that picture? Like, I want that hanging in my room.
I want that hanging in my room.
Like, I wonder who that is at this point.
We also have a PayPal account, which is paypal.me/authentic step. And again, it's $40 for Team Hussy t-shirt. And I am not going to print that out on a poster because I'm pretty sure nobody really wants that on a poster. I mean, I guess if you do, we can. Nobody's ever asked me for a poster, and I don't have any.
So for $200, you can get both posters.
I'll put that on a baseball card size picture and sign it. What, like, who? How about for $50? It'll be a baseball card size picture, and I'll sign it.
You know, at this point, like I'm going full pro wrestler where I will just gimmick anything, like to, you know, it's like, oh, if you want like one of my shoes, like just request it.
I'll give you a pair of dirty socks. I don't know. It works on OnlyFans, I guess.
We're not going down the used underwear route.
No, we're not. No. Why did you even say that? Because somebody's going to DM that shit to us. You know they are.
Well, so let's talk about price, what it will cost for us to take a poo in a cup.
No, let's not. No, I don't think that's a good idea because somebody's going to DM that.
We need to see the $1,000 first.
We need to see the $5,000 first.
Let's raise it. Like, if you finance the whole trailer, which is $12,000.
Then I will talk to you about it.
Yes.
And that's it.
And you'll get a poster.
And you'll get a poster. So point is, we need some support on this thing. Because we just, we have people that are really interested, but they need to see it in color. And so, yeah, help us out. What else?
What else? So for me personally, I was accepted into the Boston Comedy Festival.
Yes, you were.
I was, and that's a huge deal. Like huge names involved in the Boston Comedy Festival. I know many comics that applied that didn't get in. So
do you want to name them just to be an asshole? Just kidding. I was kidding.
They're very talented.
But just not talented enough to make it in the Boston Comic Festival.
I have no idea how I made it in. Like I paid the right people, obviously.
Clearly. And now we need money to refill that pot. So, get on your Venmo.
So Boston Comedy Festival, if you go to flapperscomedy.com, I'm performing Wednesday, a week from today, next Wednesday, at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and they're doing like it's a contest. So they're doing open votes. So please, please, please buy a ticket to my show. Get the voting info, vote for me. We don't care about any of the other fuckers on that show.
I'm sure she didn't mean that in a mean way if you're watching from that show. I'm sure she just meant that in a slightly competitive way.
It's a very competitive way. I love all of you, but I want to win.
She wants to win.
I just want to do more sets, but we actually know one of the winners, Nancy Norton.
Nancy Norton. I performed with Nancy Norton at the Denver Improv at the Hot Chicks of Comedy. I don't remember what that show was, but I did perform with Miss Nancy Norton one time, and it was a pleasure, and it was awesome, and I had a great time.
Amazing. So many talented comics, several rounds. They took 96, put us in a competition. So come vote for me, laugh, enjoy it. Tickets are $10.
You get to sit in the comfort of your own home.
It's all via Zoom. You don't even have to go to Boston to see me.
That's right. I know y'all wish you could, though, because we're all stuck at home and miserable.
I did have a lot of a lot of my friends from the East Coast kept telling me like, oh, you're going to have to start talking like wicked good. It was wicked good. It was wicked. It was, I don't even know how to use it.
Park the car.
Go park the car.
Wicked good.
We're Southies.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't do a good Boston.
Is that,
I do a good New York, but not a good Boston.
when I was working with people from the East Coast, like I did wicked, like I would say wicked a lot.
I said wicked a lot and then I didn't really follow up on that. But I did good New York is all right.
There we go. So there's my info, all my social, hit me up. You're going to see a hell of a lot of show promotion because apparently that's all I do for content right now.
All right, let's see. What do I have going on? I am going to go race some cars on the 5th and 6th of December. I have a couple more cosplay shoots coming up.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be putting up some content from one of my other shoots. It doesn't have a lot of clothes on, though, so I'm trying to be selective about what I put up.
So what would it cost from a donation standpoint on one of these shoots for the audience to pick your outfit? Fully clothed. Like how much would they have to Venmo you?
Okay, actually that's not a bad idea. If you want to pick a costume, that costs me a lot of money because I have to then order that costume. But I'm willing to do that. So if you want to pick my next cosplay costume, my next cosplay shoot, and then you get and we won't even say fully clothed. Well, I mean, fully clothed enough. You know, I'm not going to just show the TNA here. But it can be slightly provocative. 100 and you get to pick the next costume, and it can be slightly provocative.
That seems very low. That seems like a hell of a deal. These are Black Friday deals, everyone.
They are. But you can pick my next costume, and you'll get the first release from it before I put it up.
There you go. So that is an opportunity. And what are those Venmos again?
So let's go backwards. So we've got Venmo at Authentic Step, and PayPal is paypal.me/Authentic Step.
Fantastic.
And you can pick my next cosplay outfit. And I will send you the release before I put it up anywhere else.
Fantastic.
And then I have to work out some more cosplay stuff because I have some pretty fun cosplay shoots coming up.
You should definitely check out Melissa's Instagram because she did a fun umbrella.
I did a pretty provocative Umbrella Academy release of the white violin. And I have a couple more of those coming out. And then I also have a Star Trek one coming out that's a little provocative.
How do you make Star Trek provocative? I've never been to a Comic-Con.
You are just in a Star Trek t-shirt and panties that are Star Trek panties.
So William Shatner's wet dream.
Basically, yes. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm willing to to do that for. That just sounds like a real lot of OnlyFans business there, and I'm not really willing to OnlyFans that. But I'm just saying, if you're willing to pay enough money, you can get a pre-release of those pictures before they go up on the internet.
Ooh.
So, DM us. Just DM us.
Yes.
We'll talk.
We look fantastic in that picture.
We do. That was a great picture.
I miss that hair.
I miss that hair color. All right, so we will be back.
Soon. Don't bet against us.
Don't bet against us.
You can't get rid of us.
Never. All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Check out our social. Check us out. Drink some wine.
And show up to the Boston Comedy Festival.
Via Zoom, but you can still DM me tips.
And if you have any questions about your donations and what they might buy, send us a message. But not a profane message. We don't like those. All right. See you later.
There is no place and no moment in history where I could stand and say, arithmetic begins here, now.